ultimate is not a term that should be used lightly. Like, you can't just say you're the ultimate warrior unless you got tassels on your boots and you growl like a hallucinating walrus. Now you're the ultimate warrior, brother. There may be others, but you're the ultimate. And this game wants to be the ultimate too. But without doing the requisite gorilla press slams, which aren't easy to do, I know, but that's what makes you ultimate. I'm not sure this is Ultimate Tetris, but it is Tetris Ultimate for the Nintendo 3DS. So if you're wondering what more you can do with a new Tetris game, well, the answer is apparently not much. Then again, it doesn't really matter. I mean, Tetris is one of those games that just... Look, they release a new version for pretty much every console, and then everyone goes out and buys it, even if they've bought other versions, because it's Tetris. Every console needs a little Tetris. It's just that some consoles get an awesome Tetris, like Tetris DS, for example, and the Tetris Party games for the Wii. Those games actually did something different with Tetris. This one, though, this one's sort of just... I mean, it's basically just Tetris on the 3DS. I don't know what's so ultimate about that. And I mean, it's not like that's a bad thing. Tetris is still Tetris. It's just that this one's a very bare-bones Tetris. You can tell just by looking at it, too. And the presentation's pretty sparse. It has this blue computer screen kind of look. It's very clean and very sleek. It's also very plain and not sleek enough that it looks cool. I mean, it actually looks kind of boring. But I do like the contrast of, those colorful Tetris pieces against that plain background. The Tetrominoes really pop visually. And the use of your Mii at least adds a little character. Or in my case, sex appeal. Anyway, the gameplay is as great as ever. Tetris is probably the greatest puzzle game ever made, so no worries there. In fact, Tetris is kind of like the Jennifer Aniston of video games. 20, 30, 40 years later, it still hasn't aged, and you'd still like to see it naked. None of that horrible bosses crap either. I'm talking fully bare Tetrominos. Brad Pitt's an idiot, by the way, and you're probably thinking the same thing about me, watching me play Tetris. I bet I'm missing all kind of obvious moves, and I bet it's driving you guys crazy. But obviously, with any new Tetris game, the biggest thing's gonna be the gameplay modes. How many different modes are there? Fortunately, there's a crapload of them in this one. For single player, there's Marathon mode, where you have to clear 15 levels as fast as you can. There's an Endless mode, which is, endless, as well as a Sprint, which has you clearing 40 lines as fast as possible, and Ultra, which is kind of like a timed mode. Of course, if you purchased a prior version of Tetris, you might notice something about all these modes. That being, all these modes have been in prior versions of Tetris. So, like I said, there's not much unique about this one, with the lone exception being the challenge modes, which are both new and a pain in the ass, like a freshly burst hemorrhoid. I'll tell you what though, if there's one cool thing about Tetris Ultimate, it's that all those game modes also support multiplayer, including download play, which means all your deadbeat friends don't even have to buy their own copy. Personally, I would charge them like $1 per download, but that's entirely up to you. You can also play online, or at least in theory. I didn't find anyone to play with, probably scared them all away. Look, here's the thing. If you're looking for some cool new version of Tetris that's going to be remembered years down the road as a really cool new version of Tetris, go play Tetris DS, or Tetris Party, or even Magical Tetris Challenge, Tetris in Disney. You can't go wrong. The original Tetris on the Game Boy, that's another one. That's the iconic version of Tetris. This is the vanilla version of Tetris with vanilla sprinkles. But listen, vanilla is one of my favorite goddamn flavors. Nothing wrong with vanilla. As long as you're not expecting like blue raspberry birthday cake confetti fun time. This isn't that. This is Tetris Ultimate. If you want rainbow sprinkles, look elsewhere.